Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRFBets race of the day for Sunday, February the 17th. Race number 7 at the Big A, state-bred stakes action. It's the $100,000 Haynesfield Stakes. If you sign up for a DRFBets account, get ready to double your action. Bet 100, get 100 for this sign-up bonus. Easy sign-up at bets.drf.com. Ready, set, bet. Here's the field for the Haynesfield. We're going to one-turn mile, again carded as race number 7. You can download free formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at drf.com. Access them and handicap along with us. We'll take the field in post-position order, beginning with the number 1, Honor Up. And last time out was kind of a big step forward for Honor Up, who entered that Safe Florida Sandy Stakes with an 0-for-7 lifetime record on fast dirt. He was known as a mudlark, but he got it done in game fashion over Syndergaard, who will face again on Sunday.
I thought he ran well in that race too, Dan. I mean, the pace wasn't blazing in there. He was at the back of the pack. I like the run that he put in to close that field down. This horse has been in very good form since Michelle Nevin took over his training. He's been good since day one, I think. Even when Maude had him, he was a good horse. It just felt like maybe he lost his way a little bit. Nevin's gotten him back on the beam, the mile. I don't think it's a problem for this horse. I think he's way the horse to beat.
I loved the ride Manny Franco gave him last time out. He broke from the far outside post, and almost immediately, Manny took him down inside, got him covered up. All the seams opened up when he eventually angled to the outside in the stretch, and he wore down a game Syndergaard. As for the number 2, Syndergaard, remember when he was the favorite in the Grade 1 Champagne as a 2-year-old? And he ran great that day, embroiled in a speed duel, only to lose by a nose, and it seemed that race took a lot of the starch out of Syndergaard, but it was nice to see the fight that Syndergaard showed last time out against Honor Up. I'm just a little concerned about this extra furlong.
I'm a little concerned about it too. Obviously, when you talk about that Champagne you just referenced, you really shouldn't worry about the mile maybe because he ran great that day, but I'm a little worried about it. We'll see what happens here. His last 2 races signal a big return to form for this horse. He's run well in both of them. I think he might have to run better than that in this race. We'll see. Also has other speed to deal with on the outside. John Terranova said he's taking a look at the Holly Hughes on Monday too, so he may not even run in this race. If he does run here, though, he's a contender right back.
Let's throw up the Timeform US Pace Projector and see where Syndergaard stacks up after the first half mile. They've got him sitting in 3rd behind the 5 and the 6, who we'll get to in a bit. The 3 is Fiery Opal, a horse that scored at Aqueduct over a muddy track 2 starts back, ran an 88 Beyer speed figure, and this is a horse that has back races good enough to win. He excels at the one-turn mile, it seems. What happened last time out at Parks?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he just didn't run his race that. They didn't break great in that race, and after that, he just never really got into a rhythm. We'll see if he can bounce back. This is a way tougher spot for him. His win 2 back was fine. He wasn't beating horses like this, but it was a nice win for him. He does have a 96 Beyer and a one-turn mile in New York, so that's a good thing for this horse. I just think he might find this field a little tough for him.
If you don't care for the Honor Up / Syndergaard race, then I guess the number 4, Twisted Tom, is probably for you. He's arguably the horse to beat anyway. Back in 2017, he was the king of the 3-year-old New York breds. He won 5 stakes races that year, 2 of them against Open Company, and was actually 9-1 in the Belmont Stakes. He had some problems, Mike, because he missed most of his 4-year-old campaign. When he did run, it wasn't good. But last time out, his first time for Bill Mott, I liked the improved speed, and he was facing just a revelation of a horse in Mr. Buff, who came back to win the Jazzle against Open Company with a 102 Beyer. Twisted Tom, if he runs his best race, as I said, probably the horse to beat.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if he can back that race up because he finally showed up last time after 2 really disappointing performances. Bill Mott, first time for him last time, and he ran a much improved race. He just wouldn't stop trying to catch Mr. Buff in that race, and he one final surge at the end that came up short. Yeah, I guess if he runs his best race, he's going to be really tough in here. Dan, are you at all worried about the one-turn mile for him? I wonder if he's a little better going longer.
That was the question I was just going to ask you. I always thought the Twisted Tom was a grinder that wanted every part of the 9 furlongs that propelled him to wins in races like the Albany and the Empire Classic in 2017. This horse might need some pace at this one-turn mile. It'll be interesting to see if he can stay close to the 5 and the 6. Loki's Vengeance is one of the expected speeds, going out for trainer Linda Rice. Now, I'm worried about the one-turn mile for him for a different reason. I'm not sure he wants to go this far. Last time out in the New York Stallion Series, he was beaten by a solid horse, Gold for the King, who came back to run 3rd in 3 stakes races, 98, 94, 92 Beyers. But this horse has been kind of an in-and-outer recently.
Yeah, you do. You have to wonder about the mile with him, and you have to also wonder if his best days are just behind him. There was a time when he could run races that would make him really tough in here. He doesn't quite seem to be that horse anymore. Listen, even in the best of times for him, he was not reliable. And I don't know how much you can trust him in this race either. And it's not like he makes the lead in here either, Dan, because his stablemate drawn right to his outside is faster than him.
He's faster than him, and I also don't think Linda's going to have the 5 Loki's Vengeance go after her number 6, Stony Bennett, who completes this field on a roll. The source has won his last 2 races. He was able to get the mile last time out. Did it show that he has enough stamina to get this distance on a consistent basis against older horses, or do you think he was just kind of aided by an easy pace?
I mean, he did have an easy pace in that race. It definitely helped him. On the other hand, that was a pretty good field that he beat. That was not a bad field, and he was able to hold them all off. So if he can run a race like that back in this spot, I think it makes him pretty dangerous. I think he will make the early lead in here. Linda Rice, it's not like she overrates her horses, Dan. She's going to put him in this race. I think she believes that he can do it. I'm a little afraid of this horse.
Stony Bennett is the one to catch. Twisted Tom is the class of the race. But let's take a look at who we're going to pick, and that's the number 1 Honor Up. I just think Michelle Nevin has figured this horse out. I like the way he ran down Syndergaard last time out. It'll be interesting to see what sort of pace he gets to attack here. But as you said, he has handled the mile in the past. I'm not that worried about it.
I'm not worried about the mile with this horse either. I like the form that he's in. I think he can get a good trip in this race. I went right back to him, too. I went 1-4-6 in this race.
I'm going 1-2-4 in the $100,000 Haynesfield Sunday's DRFBets race of the day. And speaking of DRFBets, when you sign up, you get to double your action. Bet 100, get 100 at bets.drf.com. An approximate post time for Sunday's Haynesfield race number 7 at the Big A, 4:08 Eastern. Best of luck.